You wash your car, dry it off, and step back. In the shade, it looks flawless. But pull that same vehicle directly into the midday sun, and a different picture emerges. The surface reveals a dense, chaotic web of circular scratches. The instinct is to wash it again, or rub on a thick layer of retail wax. We assume that by scrubbing a little harder or applying the right seasonal product, that hazy, dull appearance will disappear. The dullness you see has nothing to do with dirt. In fact, our most common cleaning methods cause the problem. For decades, we have relied on automated car washes for quick maintenance. The heavy rotating brushes in those automated tunnels trap abrasive silica sand and dirt from the dozens of vehicles that went through right before you. As those massive brushes spin, they repeatedly slap that trapped debris directly against your car's exterior. Retail glazes and cheap waxes fail to fix this because they are essentially cosmetic fillers. They temporarily plug the microscopic gouges left by the wash brushes, masking the damage for a few weeks until the next heavy rain washes the filler right back out. If primary cleaning methods inflict microscopic damage and retail products offer a temporary illusion of repair, true restoration requires physical alteration of the vehicle's outer surface. To understand how to repair a finish, we have to look past the visible exterior and examine the structure of the paint at microscopic level. Modern automotive paint is built in a specific sequence. It starts with the bare steel or aluminum. Manufacturers apply an electrodeposition coat to inhibit rust, followed by a layer of primer. On top of that sits the base coat, which contains the actual color pigmentation. That color layer is entirely vulnerable and has zero inherent shine. The final defense is a transparent plastic shield called the clear coat. Measuring only 35 to 50 microns thick, this invisible layer rests directly on top of the color and absorbs all the daily environmental abuse. The glossy look of a new car is entirely optical. When light rays strike a perfectly smooth clear coat, they bounce back perfectly parallel to each other. That strict uniformity is what our eyes perceive as a flawless, mirror-like reflection. Those spiderweb patterns you see in the sun are physical, jagged valleys gouged into the clear coat by dirt, sand, and automated brushes. When light hits these microscopic canyons, the straight rays fracture and scatter erratically in every possible direction. A cloudy vehicle is suffering from microscopic structural damage that physically scatters light away from your eyes. This brings us to a process called paint correction. Unlike glazes that try to pour filler into those tiny damaged valleys, correction takes the exact opposite approach. It permanently removes the surrounding mountains. A specialist uses a dual-action machine and abrasive liquid compounds to carefully sand away a microscopic fraction of the damaged clear coat. They grind down the jagged edges of those scratches until the upper surface is perfectly flat. By leveling the surface, the physics of reflection work in our favor once more. The chaotic, scattered light rays reorganize. They bounce parallel off the smooth, transparent layer, and the vibrant, deep shine returns. There is a strict physical limit to what this technique can achieve. If you run your hand across a scratch and your fingernail catches in the groove, the gouge has sliced completely through the clear coat. You cannot safely level the clear coat if the valley reaches all the way down to the primer or color layer. Grinding down that far strips the protective paint completely off the panel. Professional paint correction is a precise, microscopic amputation of damaged plastic. It physically alters the topography of the vehicle to manipulate how light hits the surface. Once this highly intensive process is finished, the vehicle looks incredible, but it is highly vulnerable. The clear coat is now slightly thinner, and every bit of leftover protective wax has been entirely stripped away. Leaving bare, freshly leveled plastic exposed is a severe mistake. Intense ultraviolet radiation and the extreme heat of an open highway will rapidly oxidize the exposed clear coat, drying it out until it peels. In harsh climates, traditional Harnuba waxes fail rapidly. They melt and evaporate within weeks under extreme heat, leaving the paint defenseless. Applying a modern ceramic coating is the mandatory final step. The coating chemically bonds with the fresh clear coat, curing into a highly durable hydrophobic shield that actively repels water and blocks UV rays. Because correction physically removes a microscopic layer of your vehicle, it should be a rare, strategic intervention rather than a routine seasonal habit. A flawless finish requires the microscopic leveling of its transparent armor and chemically sealing that perfection against the elements.